Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Thursday, July the 7th, 2022. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am here to talk about one of my favorite events of the entire year. I know it seems weird. A lot of people are like, what? I absolutely love the NBA Summer League. It is a great place where all the teams are showcasing their young talent, the up-and-comers from the draft. And then you've got all these players playing for their life in the NBA. A lot of G League guys, a lot of free agents that weren't drafted that are trying to make teams. So it's really basketball at its purest, if you ask me. It is intense basketball where these guys are really trying to show what they're worth, what their role is going to be on their teams, and if they can even make some of these teams. So fantastic basketball to watch. I'm often there in Vegas for the Summer League. This year, with my move and everything going on, we decided to wait until next NBA Summer League for our big DFS Coach Talk membership gathering. So we're going to do that next year. 1 year from today, we'll all be there together, I'm hoping, God willing. And just exciting stuff. But I'm going to be doing a brief podcast each day for the next 11 days for every day that this NBA Summer League is going on in Vegas, just to preview the card a little bit and which teams are playing. And again, that's the one tough part about the NBA Summer League. You can't really zone in on who's starting, who's going to get the minutes very much ahead of time, and sometimes not at all. So what we'll do here at Coach Talk is we'll follow this very closely throughout the day. I'll be following all the tweets from the beat writers, which the good thing is a lot of the beat writers hadn't been there the last couple of years because of COVID. Now they've got more writers there, more chirping going on. So we'll have a lot more knowledge of what the coaches are looking to do, who's going to play, what the starting lineups are. All of that information that's very important in building lineups. We'll also talk a little bit on each of these on what the pricing looks like on Draftkings. Draftkings is carrying all the slates for the NBA Summer League, including the first slate today, which is late this evening for the East Coast. It's 10 p.m. and 12 a.m. There's a doubleheader, and those two games will both be on ESPN. And they will kick off the Summer League. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If you want to join us here at Coach Talk for the NBA Summer League, it's become so popular and we've become fairly well, known for this because we provide content and lineups and done really fantastic on DraftKings the last couple of seasons, when COVID wasn't a thing. So anyway, if you want to join us, it's dfscoachtalk.com. We have a package that goes from today all the way until the 17th. So the entire NBA Summer League is only $26. If you want to join us in any other way, just try us out. We have a 3-day pass for $10. You can also find that at dfscoachtalk.com. If you're watching this on YouTube right now as we're jumping in, please give us a quick thumbs up. That is extremely appreciated and helps us move up the algorithm on YouTube. While you're at it, hit that subscribe button and the little alert in the upper corner. That'll let you know when any of our podcasts post. We have 7-day-a-week MLB podcast posting on all kinds of action tonight here at Coach Talk with second round of the Scottish Open, obviously the NBA Summer League, and then 2 slates for baseball. We're providing for a 2:15 afternoon slate and then the 7:05 main slate. So come and join us. We give out core build lineups on DraftKings and full lineups on FanDuel and Yahoo. And also prize picks are a huge thing with us as well. We'll give some out free here and then give some more out for our members in Discord. And yes, I will have a few prize picks placed for you today. In fact, we'll switch up the order. How's that? Let me go to my 2 prize picks plays of the day for our listeners. First is, as you can see, I'm wearing the red colors today. That was by design. because for me, it was for the Houston Rockets, because I believe they got the best player in this draft. I think the first two picks are great. I think that they'll both do very well in the league. But for me, Jabari Smith was the man. I thought, coming out of college, with his ability, his size, he's just everything that the NBA is right now. And I'm going with him with my first prize picks play for the NBA Summer League, and that's Jabari Smith over 16 and a half real points. I think he comes out right off the bat with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. We saw Chet Holmgren in that earlier, the last couple of days here in this earlier Summer League do fantastic. I mean, his stats yesterday were just absolutely absurd the day before. I mean, huge minutes, huge blocks, or not that big of minutes, but huge blocks, huge points, the whole deal. And I think you're going to see a lot of that from Jabari Smith tonight. So 16 and a half over for Jabari Smith. And then I'm going to take a guy from Detroit that got, decent minutes on and off last year and produced. And that's Isaiah Livers. He's on the Detroit Summer League lineup roster today. And his projected points is 11 and a half. So I'm going over Isaiah Livers 11 and a half total points. All right, let's look at these two games. The schedule tonight is, again, 10 p.m. Eastern, Houston Rockets and Orlando Magic. The second game to follow at the Thomas and Mack Center right there in Vegas at midnight Eastern is Portland Trailblazers and Detroit Pistons. And then tomorrow, Friday, we'll have a full 7-game schedule that starts at 4 p.m., and all of those games are on television as well. So definitely have to check those out. All right, let's talk about the first team, the Houston Rockets. A couple of guys. Let's do it this way. Before we go over the roster, we're going to go to Draftkings and look at the pricing here. So for Detroit, we'll look at the entire group. Pricing, the most expensive guy on the entire slate, for Houston, he's the fourth highest. That's Jabari Smith at 9,100, who we just mentioned. Then next is Terry Eason, another high first-round pick for Houston. He's going to be a really nice ball player. He's 8,500. And then you've got Ty Washington, their third pick in the first round. And man, did they load it up with these youngsters. He is 7,600. Then you have some guys that are coming back from last year. Two guys I'll mention, Garuba at 7,000 and Christopher, who had some really good fantasy scores last year, averaged actually 31.2 fantasy points in the games where he got significant minutes. He's 6,800. So he's a guy that we definitely will consider. Now, we'll be following the beat writers all day. We'll be following all the information. We'll be trying to grab the most up-to-date starting lineups, and that's what we'll be providing in Discord. So I'm not trying to sell anything short here on this podcast, but it's morning and it's Summer League. So we're not going to have all the information as we normally will. We'll go over in these podcasts the general look, talk about the schedule, some of the standouts, and as they start accumulating stats, we'll be able to talk about that a little bit further. But as of now, it's going to be just an overview of who's playing, who's on the roster, what the pricing is on DraftKings, and then we'll start determining those lineups as the day goes. All right, let's talk about that Rockets roster. Ty Washington, 6'3" kid out of Kentucky. Again, their third first-round pick. Nice potential here. Jabari Smith, again, my pick for Rookie of the Year, rookie out of Auburn. He's only 19, but he's 6'10", and has guard skills. He's terrific. Josh Christopher, who we mentioned, nice play. Got good minutes last year at times. Sometimes he didn't, but when he did, he produced. Good play there. Usman Garuba, another guy that was highly thought of last year as a rookie out of Real Madrid. He's should get some solid minutes as well. And then Tari Eason, that high first round pick, second pick of theirs in the first round. The youngster, 21 out of Louisiana State, a real nice player and an outstanding pick by the Rockets. I think he'll do very well. Those are the key guys that I'm looking at. They have a plethora of rookies, free agents that they signed that will fill out that roster. But my focus today will be on Washington Smith, Christopher Garuba, Eason. Those will be the main guys that we're looking for to produce here with Houston. All right, they will be playing the Orlando Magic. So let's look back at DraftKings and see who is priced decently for the Orlando Magic. Their most expensive guy on the board for them is RJ Hampton, a guy I happen to really like. I thought it was a great pickup for them. He came over from Denver in the Aaron Gordon deal, and Denver didn't want to give him up because this kid has a lot of potential. He's very young. I think he's going to be a very, very solid player, and he'll probably be in my lineup today. Second is youngster at, by the way, Hampton is 8,300. The next guy up that's 8,000 is Caleb Houston. He's the rookie from Michigan, 19 years old. He can shoot it. He's 6'8", plays forward. Good all-around player. I think that jury's out. I want to see how he adjusts, but he played big-time ball at Michigan. He's prepared for the league, and I think he'll be a really solid player in this league. I'm not sure about that $8,000 price right off the bat, but we will keep an eye on it. Then they have a bunch of cheap guys, and they're going to get minutes. So you're going to need probably a few of these guys. We know Admiral Schofield. He's played in the league. He's probably going to get really solid minutes for Orlando, and he's only 6,200. So he's a nice option. Then we've got Xavier Simpson, the youngster, at 6,000. We've got Devin Canady at 5,900. And Quan Cheatham Jr. at 5,800 as well. Those guys, I think, all have the potential to get really good minutes. I don't think Orlando's going to be a very strong team, but I will say this. They also have Paolo Banchero. Now, is Banchero going to play in this game? The answer is probably no. I'm just kidding. He's 9,500. I saved him till last. Everybody's probably freaking out saying, Coach, you didn't name the number one player in the entire draft, but I was just messing around. It is Banchero. It's Paolo Banchero. He's the second highest priced guy on the entire slate tonight of the two games. He's 9,500. And I think he's fantastic. He's got an all-around game. He is tremendous. I think he'll have a very good season, a very good rookie campaign, and I think he'll have a long career. This was a really good draft. I think you'll see Banchero, Holmgren, and Smith all being really, really good players for a long time in this league. And there's a lot of other players throughout the first round that are very good as well. So it is a fun game that you get the first and third pick playing against each other in game one. I personally favor Smith slightly over Banchero, but that's me. Banchero's terrific. I think he's a viable play today without question, but he is very expensive. But as you can tell, other than RJ Hampton, they are not that strong of a summer league team. Yes, Houston, the rookie, Houston, Banchero, we know. RJ Hampton, we know. Canady, Xavier Simpson, those guys are going to get minutes. After that, though, you've got a lot of different guys in here. One I want to mention is Justin James. He has 2 years in the league from Wyoming. He's 25 years old, trying to make the squad or a squad. So we can keep an eye on him. I mentioned Quan Cheatham Jr. He's also a guy that's been around a while. He's trying to catch on to a team. He's out of Akron. And really, Daniel Oturo, the center, third year out of Minnesota, another guy trying to solidify a position on the team. So after the top couple of guys, really Banchero and Hampton, you can consider candidate Simpson and maybe Devon Daniels, the other rookie out of North Carolina State. A lot of people are high on him, and I think he's going to get solid minutes as well. He's a 6'5" guard out of NC State, and he can play. So there's some value on this lineup, and no question. I mean, you're not going to be able to pay up for everybody, but some of these decisions will be very interesting, especially since it's game one and the debut of a lot of these guys. All right, we go to game two. It's the Portland Trailblazers and the Detroit Pistons. For Portland, some of the top guys price-wise, you've got Mr. Shaedon Sharpe, the rookie for Portland. They're expecting huge things out of. He's 8,900. Certainly a playable commodity here. Keon Johnson, 8,100. If you're looking for somebody with a little bit of experience. And then, of course, Trendon Watford, who had some good solid minutes and played some really steady ball in relief last year. So I think he's a very smart play at 7,800. After that, we have Didi Louzada. I really like this young man. I think he's got potential in this league. I think he's a roster spot for them. So I'm interested to see how much of a role that he's going to get. And then last two guys I'll mention are Braden Williams and Jabari Walker, both guys that could be rotational in this summer league. So let's take a look at that Portland roster top to bottom real quick. Trendon Watford, again, you know, the second-year player out of Louisiana State, should be a key guy on this team, as is Greg Brown, second year out of Texas Austin. He got minutes last year that mattered, as did Keon Johnson and Brandon Williams, as I already mentioned. Those guys all should be strong rotational players for this team in the summer league. The rookies that I'm really interested in, again, Shaedon Sharpe especially. He comes very highly regarded, could have a decent role out of Kentucky here right off the bat. And Jabari Walker from Colorado, a guy that was expected to go earlier from some people than he did. I think he's really got potential. And then you've got some wild card picks here. Like I mentioned, Didi Louzada. It's his second season, so he could be a guy that gets some serious consideration. And then how about Luka Garza? Everybody talked about him last year out of Iowa. He was the John Wooden, as you see John Wooden on my counter over there behind me. But he was the John Wooden Player of the Year last year, and we'll see how he's going to do out of Iowa, his second year, trying to solidify a spot with Portland, probably to be backup center there. That's the main group I think that's going to be in play here right off the bat for Portland. All right, last team. They're playing the Detroit Pistons. And as far as pricing goes with the Pistons, we're going to scan up on this one and see what it looks like on DraftKings. Most expensive player, as I mentioned earlier, Cade Cunningham, last year's #1 pick. How much is he going to play? Is he going to dominate? Are they going to let him just blow it out here? That's going to be the interesting thing. I'm going to do a lot of preparing for that. I mean, he's already proven himself as a potential all-star in the future. And so we'll see if they're going to let him show out or if he's just going to get minutes here and there. Saddiq Bey is also on this roster. I mean, this Detroit team is going to battle for the championship here. They have a stacked squad. It's that simple. How about their top pick? Very high, Jaden Ivey. This kid is like a bit of a Ja Morant kind of guy. He's got great potential in this league. Very excited. He's 9,000, but I'm excited to get him in there. Saddiq Bey is 9,300, by the way. And then Jalen Duran, their other high pick this year, he's 8,800. He's the big center. that should get minutes in season one. Then on top of everything else, they have Killian Hayes on this squad. His second year out, he's 8,400. I mean, they are loaded. Would you believe Isaiah Stewart's on this squad as well? I mean, I maybe put a play in for Detroit to win this summer league, because really a big portion of their real starting lineup and their real rotation are playing in the summer league. If they get the minutes I'm expecting, they're going to be a hard team to beat. They even have Braxton Key. He's cheaper at 6,100. That young man can play. How about Saban Lee, the other second-year player? He's only 5,100. He got decent minutes. My buddy Isaiah Livers that I mentioned, cheapy, 4,800. I have him over as my prize picks play. So yikes, this team is amazing. Now, is it too good? That's the problem. Is there going to be too many DFS points split up? That's the big question. But here are the guys we're talking about. Cade Cunningham, a monster, we know. Killian Hayes, Braxton Key, Isaiah Livers, Jaden Ivey, the rookie from Purdue, phenomenal. And then other guys, Isaiah Stewart, third year out of Washington, starting center in the NBA. Saban Lee, his third year out of Vanderbilt. So they're really taking their drafts from this year, last year, and the year before as the future for Detroit. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind being a Detroit Pistons fan. They really have a bright future. They've done a fantastic job drafting, and I love their young players. And then, of course, Saddiq Bey, who had some monster games this year. It's his third year out of Villanova. And that's the main group, but a dangerous group, about 8 guys there in the rotation. You can stack them. I guess they're the most stackable team here, but I do think, it can be a competitive game. They should get decent minutes for their main players, but we'll be doing a lot of the work throughout the day, really trying to isolate who's starting, where the coaches are, saying the minutes are going to go. It's not a perfect science, and, I never recommend in the NBA Summer League that you load up. There's no such thing as a 5-crown slate. And here at Coach Talk, we rank 1 to 5 crowns for every slate. There's too much volatility in the Summer League for that. But there are some strong 4-crown slates, because I think we're going to be better prepared. We focus on the Summer League probably more than anybody out there in the industry. And we're going to be giving you podcasts and picks every day to follow. So that is the way it looks in day one. Very, very excited to jumpstart this. And then again, tomorrow we have it starts getting intense. We've got 7 games tomorrow, and they start at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So definitely be back tomorrow for that preview of those games. So hopefully this gives you a good look at what to expect. If you haven't caught the other podcast that I did a few days ago, it is really a good one if you're a big NBA person. It's an hour long, so you can watch it in chunks. We've got everything on there time-stamped if you want a specific area, but it really wraps up the draft, the free agents, the trades, and then also the Summer League rosters coming into this event. So check that out as well. And then you can join me, like I say, the next 11 days as we'll be previewing every day's NBA Summer League. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you're an NBA junkie like me, you're going to love the next week and a half here of NBA Summer League ball. It is some of the purest, intense NBA basketball that you're going to see. Sort of a cross between tryouts, college, NBA young players. I mean, it's just really a cool setting. So enjoy it. Hopefully you jump on the ride with us here. Join us, dfscoachtalk.com. That's where you can find all the different packages, including this package of all of our NBA Summer League for $26. So hope to see everybody in our Discord for sure. If you want to catch us on Twitter, we'll be putting more information out as well for the non-members. We're at DFS Coach Talk, and I am directly at Joe Sarvadi, JoeSarvadi. All right, have a fantastic Thursday, and we will be back again tomorrow when we're looking to crush it in NBA Summer League, DFS, and Prize Picks.